Hey gang, um, got another nugget. Um, okay, gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about another telltale sign that you are involved in a spiritually immature group, um, uh, and a group that might be more detrimental towards your spiritual growth than supportive of your growth with the Father. Um, and it's another little telltale sign, another little thing to look out for. And and that is, I'm gonna jump right in it because I know that I'm trying to I'm trying to get my wheels greased up since I just it's been a bit of a difficult few weeks for me. So I'm trying to get the rhythm in it. I'm just gonna go straight. I'm gonna try to go straight in as much as I can. I had some coffee and stuff, so that should help. Um, gossip, gossip. Okay. How this is a very good telltale sign. Uh, gossip, you know. Oh, did you see? Did you see? Oh man. When when you are, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. It's just I don't know. So when you are when you are in a group, in a church, in any organization, okay. I primarily speak obviously on uh, religious or claim to be spiritually guided following of Christ type of organizations, but this is uh, this is a fundamental truth all across the board. It really is, because everything derives from the spiritual realm, and whether you know it or not, it doesn't matter, because the rules, like the laws of gravity in the spiritual realm, apply regardless whether you know about them or not. So it goes all across the board. But I primarily base these videos for these type of groups that claim to be followers of the Messiah and so on. So gossip, gossip. Excuse my thick accent. Um, you know, when all you spend your time doing is speaking behind people that you're supposed to be, you call it to be your friends or your brethren, or or co-workers or whatever, and all you do is, just the moment that this guy turns around, you talk to this guy about this guy, and then when that guy leaves and the other guy comes, you're talking crap about the other guy. That gossip, right? That stuff. So one really good telltale sign one really good telltale sign that you are in a group that is actually more detrimental, uh, that's actually more of a negative towards your spiritual growth than good, is just that. It's when you have a leadership. Mind you, they might seem like they got a lot of things under control. They might seem like they got a lot of things under control, and they show a lot of fruits, and like like they do more good. And this is another excuse that they use to excuse them actually working on the important things internally. Is well, if you would have seen me 5 years ago. It's like, no, there's no, it's we're here now. Either you recognize what the Spirit of the Father is showing you to correct, and you correct it because you are a true follower of the Messiah, or you're doing something else. Okay. So, I think I'm doing pretty good because all things considered, or everything that I've done, and you use one of those cards, and when you are in a group where the the very top of that group is involved in gossip, to that degree where and you're there and you see it because you rub shoulders, you get involved in the ministry, or you get involved in quote unquote in the business of the ministry, because it's a business. Okay. uh, you know, you can't help but to see it. If you're there long enough, you can't help but to see it. You see the leadership, and this individual that's high up here and in the hierarchy, talking crap about this other individual and this other individual. And it could very well have been a lesson that you have already surpassed. It could have very well be a lesson that you have already surpassed in your own walk with the Father. And because now you are in this group which you felt like you were led, and there's no mistakes with the Father, uh, when your heart is correct. So I mean, Jesus was led into the wilderness by the Spirit of the Father to be tempted for a reason. Uh, there's so much there, but you may definitely have been led by the Father to learn something higher, a higher level of understanding and comprehension in your walk with the Father, and for Him to reveal more of Him. And this was the group that He utilized to do so. It's not to say that it was erroneous on your end. It's just that this is the reality that you'll find yourself in. It might as well have been already something that you have already surpassed and learned lessons from. And and because you are a product of your surroundings, and you see these folks that to the beginning, the humble beginning of your understanding of these individuals was that these folks were doing more good than evil, because their heart condition is correct. That was your perception of the situation. You end up relaxing and entrusting that they're being, and they automatically become some kind of a guide in that stage that you are in your life, with in that group, in that organization or whatever. So you let loose, and you somehow forget, and you start to partake in the gossip, and you start to regress instead of progress in your walk with the Father. And all things work together for good for those that love the Father. Okay, going back to what I said a little while ago. But the fact of the matter is that you find yourself. It's a very good telltale sign. Just see this as a reminder, if you have already been through situations like these in your walk. It's a very good telltale sign when the leadership in the top circle, uh, when you catch them, when they start feeling comfortable around you enough to show their true colors, uh, because they're the true colors nonetheless, and you start seeing how they behave about themselves, how they behave about their own group, and they're all talking crap. They're all in alignment with the same greedy intent. Okay, there's no other way to put it. The same greedy intent, which is to make terrestrial profit, under the cloak of the word of Yah. Okay, they're the same alignment, but they all talk crap about each other because the inner core of their foundation is rotten. It's not the correct one. They're not really there to do the Father's will, because if they were, especially when it's on the very top level, when you see this telltale sign on the very top level, chances are it's time for you to reevaluate and move out of there, because it's a fruit, you know, being involved in gossip as a natural state of your everyday go-abouts. It's a fruit, that shows it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how well put and how well versed everything else may seem around this individual. If this individual is claiming to be a guide, a lead, uh, a person of reverence in behalf of the Creator, the King of Kings, the Messiah, then the Master of all masters. This man is claiming that, or these group of individuals are claiming that, and gossip is something that they don't see a problem with. That's a fruit. It's a fruit that shows you exactly where their core intent is at. Because if the Spirit of the Father, if they haven't yielded, I'm not saying that the Spirit of the Father hasn't convicted them. Chances are that He has. And if they haven't yielded to correcting that, that means that that's not just the one problem. There's a lot more underneath in the closet, under the rug, that's really wrong with that, with the foundation of how things are being ran there. So yeah, a little nugget there, just little telltale signs. I don't know. I should make this a series, I guess. I know, and I can hear voices say, "Oh, well, Ren, why you always focus on all the negatives and you only got, why are you bitter?" No, it's not that I'm bitter, and it's not that I'm focusing only on the negative. Uh, there's positives in getting involved in finding yourself in the negatives. The negatives are all around. The difference is whether you're learning from them or not. Okay. And like the Messiah said himself, no one pours new wine in old wineskins. Okay. Yeah. And he told the Pharisees, tear down this temple and in 3 days I will raise it. It's basically, the Messiah is basically constantly telling us, you have to tear down the old indoctrination. You have to tear down everything old so for something new to emerge. So that's what I'm doing here. And I'm not saying it from on a surface level. No, these are principles and spiritual principles that I have implemented in my own life, and I have blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, I never stop growing. I never stop learning. So I'm not telling you guys something that I myself don't submit myself to. I'm only speaking because it's something that I have myself seen as beneficial, as truth, and I have submitted myself. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. Of course, it should go without saying. It's not. If you believe yourself to, and that's another one, covert perfection, the covert perfectionist. It's like, yeah, I'm just a man, but yeah, forbid you try to correct them when he's wrong or she's wrong, because the narcissist comes out, and the narcissistic spirit can do no wrong. And anybody that goes against the narcissistic spirit is an enemy. Oh, they don't see all the good. No, 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 it's not that. It's that you're not seeing the wrong that you're doing. And if you are truly a vessel of the Most High, you will yield to that. And that's easier said than done, right? Because they themselves, that hierarchy themselves, will claim and proclaim and verbalize this truth, but don't apply it. So gossip, yeah, that funny thing, as soon as you turn your back, you know at any given time. But they won't come against each other until you come against their core interest. And the core interest is not building in the kingdom of the Father. It's building in the kingdoms of men. So when you threaten, you can gas up all you want, you can all talk crap about each other all you want, as long as their core intent line up. The moment that you flip the script and you start actually yielding and listening to the voice of the Spirit, and you start calling the spade a spade in that group, now you become an enemy, and now you see the teeth of the narcissistic spirit raise up. Yeah, baby. 14 minutes. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling better today. Feeling better today. Bless you guys. I I hope you guys are having a great one. I only want to be a blessing to anyone that may come across these, I don't know what, these videos. And the father told me to speak the things that I was learning and I have learned, and I'm trying to be obedient to the best of my ability. And it doesn't matter how I feel sometimes. uh I still have to be obedient and come and do what he asked me to do. So bless you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful, no, what day it is, um Friday. I think it's Friday. I hope you have a beautiful Friday. uh when is it? July the 10th, July 10th, I guess, 2025. I'm dating the video, I guess. I don't know why. But just just uh just remember, man, like, we don't have the answers all the time. We don't have all the answers all the time, and we have to continually live our lives in a constant state of humbleness, of humility, in front of the Spirit of the Father. Seek the Spirit of the Father. Don't try to do it on don't try to go at it alone. Seek the Spirit of the Father, first and foremost, before you even consider going to anybody else. Go to the Father, because He sees all, He knows all, and He can do all in your favor. Okay, if you would allow Him to. So if He deems, once you are in the correct level of understanding, if He deems necessary or deems useful for other individuals to come in your inner circle uh, with the same core values and the same uh, fundamentals, all towards the will of His kingdom, towards His will, then He will gravitate you and those individuals together. So don't fear. Trust in the Father's love. Trust in the Father. Trust in the Father. Don't fear. Don't allow the surrounding circumstances and the news media, and don't allow things to try to come and take your peace. The devil comes to seek, steal, kill, and destroy. Okay, you don't let him do that. You stay strong in your foundation of faith with the only one, with the highest being of all beings. Okay, and that's your Creator, and you stay rooted on that, and let Him handle the rest. Let Him handle the rest. Come to me, all you that are uh, weary. You know, Uh, you know, the Father wants you to go to Him as you are. Just go to Him as you are, and just rest, lay it all down at His feet. Lay it all down. I tell the Father things that I can't tell another human being, you know, because they just don't understand. He's the only one I can really speak to. And when the time comes, uh, and obviously I can share things with my wife, and I teach children, but they're grown boys now. But I teach my boys, the best that I can, to the level of comprehension that they capture a lot. You know, I don't often give them the credit that they deserve, because they really do capture a lot. And it's all consequential, right? Because just, they live with me. We all live together, and I manage my life in a certain way, and then that just like overflows, and they see how I live my life. So it becomes, just out of consequence, they just pick up on things, and then when I have a direct conversation, they already have an idea. They're already pretty much uh, well started in what I'm trying to convey to them. So just a daily, little reminder, guys. Just be watchful of the signs. Don't let your surroundings cause you to reverse, cause you to uh, retract in your walk with the Father. And listen, if these individuals at the level that they're at, if they really saw a problem with gossip, they would have fixed it a long time ago. Okay? The narcissistic spirit is not interested in change. They're not. They're interested in manipulation because it's not a spirit of the Father. It's a spirit of the enemy, Hasatan. Okay? It serves Hasatan. It serves the devil. So if you recognize these signs, make your exit strategy. Okay? So just wanted to throw it out there. 20 minutes and 47 seconds. Bless you guys. Have a great one. Catch you on the next one.